Hello everybody, welcome to another investigator guide for new players. Today we're going to be talking about Rex Murphy. Rex, I'm actually going to start this immediately. You might have heard of this thing called the taboo list. Rex was affected by the taboo list, so we recommend for this and any cards that might have been affected by that to ignore the taboo list if you're just starting the game out and play these games as they were printed and feel the power that was pre-nerf Rex Murphy.
Yeah, like I would say play it once, but then
yeah,
you should probably actually play with the taboo list for exactly Rex Murphy because
yeah.
otherwise his ability makes the game kind of trivial.
Honestly, his whole thing, like his deck right now, this is like the key of yellow being when it was so freaking strong. Like yellow's still strong.
Yeah, when your first scenario slapping a higher education, you got a deck for the rest of the campaign, baby.
Yeah, and then because then even there's pre-nerf Dr. Milan Christopher, right? Like, oh my god. Anyways, this deck is built with 2 copies of the core set and the cycle in which he came from in mind. That is the Dunwich Legacy. If you only have 1 core set, I recommend picking up a second one or proxying the cards you don't have. The consistency will help you win more, and winning is fun. Sure, it's nice to experience the story and the flavor of Arkham horror where you get beat down by cosmic monstrosities, but you're Rex frickin' Murphy. Let's start kicking some ass.
Yeah, that'll happen enough anyway. Just appreciate winning when you can.
Yeah. So Rex has 3 brain, 4 book, 2 fist, and 3 foot. So for his stat that matters most, which is book, it's nice. He has good brain and good foot, and his fist is serviceable, but you're not going to really be using it.
Yeah, very solid stat line. The only thing you really would want different is like 1 fist and have that point anywhere else instead.
Yeah. I think this is like in the time of the game when they were like, we're not going to do 5s for stats yet. We're not ready for that.
No.
The world isn't ready.
So his ability is a reaction ability. After you succeed at a skill test by 2 or more while investigating, discover 1 clue on your location. So when you're playing solo, this is pretty minor, but then when you get into multiple player counts, especially 3 or more, this starts becoming crazy powerful. So with just 3 actions and potentially just like some good draws from the chit bag, you can wipe out a 6 clue location.
Yeah, there's especially like just I don't know how else to describe it except for like broken sort of resource to clue ratio with higher education. I'll get into more when we get there. But like it's pretty convenient that higher education raises your skill value by 2, and Rex Murphy cares about exceeding by 2 or more.
It's pretty sneaky. His star effect is you get +2, but you also can choose to automatically fail to draw 3 cards. That's going to have a relevant effect for his weakness, which we'll get to in a second. He has the Search for Truth, which commits for 2 books and a wild symbol, and allows you to draw cards, which is the number of clues you have, to a maximum of 5, and you're probably at one point will have 5 cards, clues on you, so refilling your hand is pretty sweet.
It's fine. I think that this card is like, it's just an okay unique thing.
Honestly,
like there's actually, it's much better that it basically commits for 3 book.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. It's
like an extra deduction kind of.
Because also with yellow, you're going to have no problem getting cards in hand.
Yeah, you have a fair number of options for that.
Yeah. His curse is a bit unique. If you don't know Rex Murphy, he's cursed. He's a cursed dude, a family curse. It's in following him forever. And the flavor for this one is when you have the curse in play, when you succeed a skill test, you return the reveal token and draw another one. If this effect causes you to fail the test, you shuffle Rex's curse into your deck. Travis said in the video where we recently were talking about Rex, the annoying part of Rex's curse is the fact that you have to draw more tokens, not the fact that it's particularly scary to have in front of you.
Yeah. And to be honest, like, aside, like, it's actually kind of the level of difficulty that I'd like to see most personal weaknesses be at. Maybe like a touch tougher, but like without the TDM of drawing 2 chits every test.
Yeah. This is also where the star effect comes in on his card because you can fail, draw 3 cards, and get rid of Rex's curse all in the same time. Wow.
Yeah. Part of the TDM of this card, for when I played at least, was like you just reach sky-high book values and you never fail tests, really.
Yeah.
So you just draw 2 chits forever and you're like,
Cool.
I'm going to pass.
Let's talk about some core set cards. So Travis, we got Flashlight. Why is that nice?
Flashlight is good because it lowers the shroud by 2, which makes it easier to get clues. Also, you should use it on every location because even if you would succeed, then like if you succeed without the flashlight, then with Rex's ability, you get an extra clue.
Yeah, it's conveniently the 2
it's
you
like
want to
3
succeed
extra
more
clues.
by. It's just great for everybody. You can get more clues. Magnifying
same
glass.
vein for the +1 on this magnifying glass and this Dr. Milan. It's like you're gonna pass anyway, and you just get extra clues.
Yep. Yeah, and Dr. Milan, when you get clues, after you successfully investigate, you gain a resource. So he's gonna start making some bomb-ass money for you, and then you can just like do what you want with them.
Yep.
We got so the Dunwich Legacy. All the investigators from that cycle had all yellow or all their color, and then up to 5 level 0 cost cards of the other colors. And so there's a lot of wiggle room that you can go with these, especially with something like water protection, which we'll get to. If another player wants to play those, you just choose something else. One thing of note, as I did not know, because I just had the red mindset caveman hitting a rock with a stick saying, lucky good card, lucky go in. Rex can't play lucky. It's against his, he can't play fortune cards.
Yeah, so the off-color cards for Rex in this list are my personal picks, and after we go through them all, because they're all core set, I'm going to ask you guys for alternatives, so start thinking about that now. But Cunning Distraction is like, I like it a lot as one of 5 money is very, very expensive, but you're going to have a lot of money because a lot of your cards don't cost money. It doesn't cost money to investigate, and Dr. Milan gives you money for investigating, so like you can see where you end up with lots of money. Commits for great symbols. It's basically Guts. I love Guts. It's a good card. And it's just a nice contingency plan for running away from everything. Elusive fills a similar niche where you just get to run away from everything, all the monsters. Like, this is the one thing your deck is not equipped really to deal with, is fighting enemies. And Elusive and Cunning Distraction both just get you away from that.
Yep.
If you watch some of the other videos with Elusive in them, very good card. It contributes, it's worth a lot of actions to be able to disengage. So, like, every enemy you have, you kind of get to evade them, and then you also get to move any number of spaces away to a revealed location.
Probably which along with a lot
of
clues.
This card is easily worth like 4 or 5 actions every time you play it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to skip over Mind Over Matter for a second to get to Water Protection, which is another one of my personal favorite cards. Nothing feels better than telling the game no.
Yeah.
And like 3 brain, 3 foot's pretty good for dealing with treacheries. It's like the baseline for what I would consider acceptable. And Water Protection just lets you deal with the ones that you can't deal with otherwise, like Ancient Evils.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these cards are like contingent on what your teammates are playing. Some you're playing with different, or with the same collection, of course, which is an expensive game and wouldn't fault you for. But if your purple character wants to play Water Protection, which they should, like, go ahead and let them play something else. Your green character wants to play Elusive, go ahead and let them play something else. So what you guys think could fill in for these cards?
God.
I gave you a heads up.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was like, because I don't think there's any blue ones that are that exciting for me for what Rex wants. If you really want to make sure you're getting clues, or look what I found is good. It commits for 2 book symbols as well, so that can help you get to the 2 if you feel confident. The problem is you're not going to really be failing your book tests more often than not. But it's just like it's just like reliable if you ever need to. Yeah, yeah.
Do they have to be from the core set?
They can be from Dunwich.
Okay.
I would love to look at the collection, but I'm controlling the slideshow, so I can't actually type anything in.
How about Fire Axe, Justin?
Fire Axe? Yeah.
You get lots of money from Dr. Milan, be able to get +6 to an attack.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's that exciting for me as Rex. Like, you could if you want to go like this, like kind of more fighty Rex, but Is like you get like a small thing and you say, don't worry about it, goon. I can use Fire Axe to kill this thing, but...
Yeah,
like maybe if you're playing two-player.
If you're playing Fire Axe, you could play a card like Burglary, where you get to exhaust it, investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, gain 3 resources. Then Rex's ability says if you succeed by 2 or more during an investigation, you get the clue anyway.
Yep, it's a nice economy
So if you succeed
card.
by 2, yeah, like you could build up a giant pile of money like that and play like Fire Axe as an example, or like Hard Knocks, one of the money sink cards from the core set.
Yep.
And be able to buy your way past the tests you're not good at.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything else in his next slot, does it? So you also could play Holy Rosary if you want to just make your brain a bit better. That's another thing you could do.
Yeah, you could play like Holy Rosary and then like play a second copy of Guts and then like Shrivelings to fight.
Yeah, you could if you want to get into that part of it. That's like why the Dunwich investigators are so fun, because you can build these small packages in your character.
Yeah,
to, like, do these things.
It's also a little bit overwhelming when you get to a higher, like once you have a bigger collection. But
yeah,
that's my issue. I'm playing Zoe for our next campaign. Spoilers, but like I'm kind of a little overwhelmed with what my 5 off-color cards are going to be.
Yeah, so like some other stuff you could potentially play would be like Opportunist, because it returns to your hand if you succeed by 3 or more. So you're basically committing it to try and hit that 2 or more to all your investigates. It's a choice. I don't know that it's a great one, but you could do
I'd actually argue against Opportunist, because you want to succeed by 2 or more, so like you're probably already planning to succeed by 2 or more, and then it just kind of pays for itself, I guess. Which, actually, now I think about it, it's not that awful.
Yeah, like it just pays for itself, or you weren't going to succeed by 2 or more.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. That could be good.
You could play a scavenging set. That would be pretty solid. Scavenging
is newspaper
one asset that I believe newspaper is from Dunwich. It might not be though.
I think newspaper.
Yeah, you could play that to recycle a scavenge.
Here, I think I can look up newspaper.
Yeah, so scavenging is a 1-costed asset that after you successfully investigate by 2 or more, you exhaust and choose an item card in your discard pile to add to your hand.
Yeah, newspapers from Essex.
Yeah, it does kind of the same job that you're already trying to do, where you want to successfully investigate by 2 or more as often as you can. And then in terms of items that could be returned to your hand, you just want things that you can discard for book pips, pretty much.
But yeah, then you can be flexible with these 5 slots, or you could just play good unimaginative cards like me, but don't play lucky, because if you do, you're cheating.
Yes.
We got 1 mind over matter in this list, because sometimes you need to be able to punch your foot good to get away from a monster, or be up some rats or a cultist or whatever. And it's not always necessary, but it's nice to just have it in your hand in case you need it.
Yeah.
Working a hunch is you pay 2 money, you get a clue. Or you could commit for 2 book and get an extra clue.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I imagine when you're upgrading, working a hunch is probably going to be one of the first things that are cut. Because Rex is kind of like always working a hunch inside of his own head.
Yeah, every time he investigates, he just does things, and they work out.
Yeah.
You know? Which is ironic, considering he's cursed.
Yeah, he's also
deduction.
Working a hunch is deduction.
In one test.
But they like work out, because he's like, I don't use pencils because they'll all break. So I carry titanium shafted pens. And not just 1, because I'll lose it. There's like 3 of them sewn into the lining of my suit.
Deduction can make you get 3 clues in a single action.
Yeah.
Which is, wow. In a 3-player game, that's an entire, like, 1 clue per player location. With 1 action. And 1
Yeah, 3
card.
clues is a lot.
Yeah. You got a 1 of Guts. Guts is good. Helps you beat... So why is Guts good? We say this all the time. We haven't said it in the last 2 videos, though, so let's say it here. Guts is good because the deck will primarily attack you through brain, and this helps you not get hurt by the game. And when the game's not hurting you, you're actually technically hurting it. So that's good.
Like, kind of.
Yeah.
The reason this deck is only playing 1 Guts is because normally I like playing 2 because Guts is really good. But you also have Cunning Distraction as another Guts, and 2 copies of Inquiring Mind in the Dunwich half of things that are like Guts, but better sometimes.
Yeah. Also, 1 of Manual Dexterity to help you with those foot tests that might pop up.
Yeah, similar reasons to Guts.
And then 2 Unexpected Courages.
Yeah, they're like deductions, kind of.
Yeah, they're everything. They're what you need in the situation.
Yeah, like in the same vein that like if you watch some of our other videos, you hear us talk about like in characters like Wendy or Duke, that your cards could be kind of blank, and they're still good. Like anything that commits for 2 book symbols in Rex is basically deduction and therefore good.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to the Dunwich cards. We have Dr. William T. Mailson.
This guy is only a 1 of because you probably only have 1 ally slot, and even though you could upgrade Charisma, like it's not super worth it for X outfield.
I agree.
But 1 money for 2 hearts and 2 brains is like an incredible soak rate.
Yes.
And also
I think it might be the best deal that exists.
Yes. I mean, depending on how you view 0 cost cards.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's fair.
His ability is also
he even has another ability.
Yeah, which is actually like, relevant with Rex, right? Like
it's good for Rex.
Yeah, it's easy with the other. Like it's still good with most Seekers because they're getting clues, no problem. But like with Rex, it's like I don't care. I picked that clue up just by smelling the air in here.
Yeah, it's free. Next we got Strange Solution, which is like a trash card on its own, but it upgrades into some like.
Hang on, Travis. Can you explain to me why paying 1 resource and a card for a card that allows me to test book 4, and if I pass, I get to draw 2 cards is bad?
Okay. Drawing 2 cards, you could
I think I just figured it out.
You could just spend 2 actions drawing 2 cards. Yeah, but this card's not worth talking about right now. You play it, you do it in the first scenario. And then you get them out of your deck for the upgrade ones, and that's it.
Yep.
We got 2 copies of I've Got a Plan, which is a very solid way for Seekers to deal with enemies, and particularly in Rex, where you are going to be sucking up clues all game. You're going to be chunking things for 4 pretty easy.
Yeah, this was like the time when we were playing, we were like, man, yellow can just do everything. Like, I can attack for 4 damage. Okay, I'll do that.
It sounds silly, but like it gets better, Justin.
It does. We got Preposterous Sketches, a 1 of, I believe, yes, which play only if there's a clue on your location, which there will be, and then you draw 3 cards. So this is what Travis was saying earlier about how his his search for the truth, is not the best use of your time. It's better as like a perception +1, because this card also will just draw you cards.
I'll let you guys know a little secret here.
So.
The 1 of Preposterous Sketches and the 1 of Mind Over Matter are kind of filler.
What? My God.
So if the previous card, which was a resource and a card to draw 2 cards, is bad, why is Preposterous Sketches at 2 resources and a card for 3 cards good?
Because 3 is greater than 2, Bryn.
Right, but 2 is greater than 1.
Yes, but resources are worth less because you're playing Dr. Milan.
Yeah.
Resources are infinite and free.
And you also don't need to test to draw these cards.
Yeah, you investigate once, and your cards are just like, oh, you got clue A, and then they're like, would you like another clue to go with it, and also a money, and you're like, okay. They say Rex is cursed, but he's actually like the game's golden boy.
Yes, oh yeah.
Only sometimes.
He has like his entire life handed to him. Shortcut is good.
Would
anyone else like to explain why this is good?
It just, you move for free. It's great. Or you can make someone else move for free. As a yellow character, you're also going to want to get 2 locations with clues quicker to suck up those clues. Once again, less of a deal with Rex because he's so efficient at getting clues, but this just helps you do that. Like, it's just so good. And it's free in all sense.
It also synergizes nicely with our next card.
Yes, Inquiring Mind. I love this card. This has always been one of my favorites.
Yes, this is it's Unexpected Courage, but you get a bonus symbol in exchange for you can only use it if you're on a location that has clues on it.
Now, Travis, why would a yellow character want to be on a location with clues?
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, like with Rex, it's like, why would you end your turn on a location with clues? But that's where shortcut comes in.
Yeah, or Dr. William T. Nelson as well.
Yep.
Yep. Wow, just imagine that. Stopping a bad treachery, drawing 3 cards, and then, like, just getting those clues back. Oh!
Yeah, and then it's just your turn, and you investigate, and you're like, here's +3, succeed by 2, give me my clues back, game.
Yeah. Let's talk about some core. So there's actually, this one blew my mind. Of all the videos, there's only 1 card from the core set recommended for Rex here.
Yeah, it's because his, I mean, like, part of it's because his Dunwich ones are...
So good.
So good. Disco Zamna is, like, another cheap way. Like, you don't have anything in the necklace slot, so whatever. And you can play it, and then when an enemy shows up, you get rid of them.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, and then you can look at the blue player and be like, I just killed an enemy for only 1 card and 2 resources. And then they're like, or 3 resources, sorry. Because that's what yellow does.
Look at your Guardian who's playing, and you're like, I killed an enemy. I'm also going to get 6 clues this turn. Where are you contributing to the game?
And then also, when you have these next cards, these strange solutions, you can be even more holier than thou. Travis, why don't you talk about these guys?
So I was saying about I've Got a Plan to Justin that it gets better, and it does. So these are part of why we always joke, and it's not really a joke, but like, yellow can do anything. So like it experiences a lot, but these are all like incredibly good. Especially since they all cost 1 money, and they all commit for 2 symbols, and none of them take up any kind of slot. They're just there. They're just good. You can only upgrade to them if you've done the stupid draw 2 cards thing on Strange Solution, which is why you should do this as soon as you can. And despite how much I'm going to rave about these cards, you shouldn't upgrade them first. You have something else to do with your experience.
Yes.
But first one, the brain one, I can't read what the title is, but whatever. You spend a supply. Yeah, and spend a supply to heal 2 damage from Investigator at your location. This is good because Rex has 6 health. It's his weak stat. You can keep yourself alive. You can keep your teammates alive. Mm-hmm. Good. But you shouldn't get this one. We're going to skip to the 3rd one here. I think this one's Freezing Solution or something.
Freezing variant.
Yeah, this one lets you evade. But you get to pretend that your foot is 6.
Wow.
Also very good, but still not the one you should upgrade into. Mm-hmm. It's the middle one, which is Acidic Ichor?
Acidic Ichor, yeah.
Makes sense, this is the one I know. This one lets you attack with a base punch of 6, but also it deals +2 damage for it. You deal 3 damage every attack with this thing, 4 times, for 1 resource,
three
and
times
it doesn't take up any kind of hand slot or anything.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And you can get 2 of them. It's expensive, but you can.
Experience-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should upgrade into the middle one. In most cases, there's definitely situations where you want the other 2, and you should definitely consider them and try them out. But in general, the middle one is the best one.
Mm-hmm. We always talk about proxying permanent cards that don't really have a long-lasting effect other than like an idle state that it gives you. I forget what it's called, but there's one that allows you to upgrade these randomly, but you get 2 for the price of 1.
Shrewd Analysis.
Thank you so much. Would you Shrewd Analysis these, or is Acidic Ichor so good that you just want it?
If I was playing for fun, no. Or if I was playing for fun, yes. If I'm playing to win, no.
Cool. I think, that's some great advice. Like, if you really want to win, just choose Acidic Ichor. Otherwise, roll the dice.
Yeah. I almost always take Shrewd Analysis when I plan on putting a untranslated card in my deck, mm-hmm. or unidentified.
Yeah.
All right.
I do as well. It's just a fun card to play with.
It's also like 4 free XP is 4 free XP.
Yeah. Check it out. It's 3 more insane yellow cards.
Yep. We got
Deduction.
Yeah, Dunwich was like peak yellow. Deduction, level 2, makes it so that now in a perfect world you get 4 clues. So at that point you're like really showing off, but holy hell. Like, you feel great when you get 3 clues off deduction, and 4 you're like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah, it's really convenient how this deduction requires you to succeed by 2 or more, and Rex's ability also requires you to succeed by 2 or more, and then deduction gives you 2 book symbols.
Yeah, that's why when
it
we
really
did
works
that
out nicely.
Why we did that list of even nerfed Rex Murphy, he's very strong because he basically just has a deduction stapled to him without the book, right? It's just a skill on each. Once a turn.
Every test, basically.
It's so good.
I don't know about you, but I think if I had a deduction stapled to me, I would probably be worse at most things.
It's true, yeah. Pathfinder, why is this one good, Travis?
It's like shortcut, but every turn.
Yes, so good. And now we
you have to not be engaged with an enemy, but like,
when is that
if you're playing not taboo list Rex Murphy, no one else that you're playing with has to care about clues.
Yep.
You will get all of them.
Yep.
And that means that everybody else can work entirely on supporting you and making sure that monsters do not touch you.
I think, honestly, Rex Murphy was like peak Travis of him being like, I'm going to go do what I want, brag about it, and then if something happens, I'm going to say, Bryn!
Bryn, Justin, save me or you'll lose the game. I'll drop 14 clues on this location. You guys are like,
Travis held us hostage with Rex Murphy for sure. And then
you guys think you can pick up 20 clues in the next 4 turns? No.
And then we have probably one of the strongest cards printed in this game.
Yeah, you should I mean, like, I don't want to tell you to do, but you should upgrade this one first.
Yeah.
If you're playing, especially if you're playing with unnerved Rex, like,
so
it's like you get to pay 1 resource every time you do an investigate action, and in exchange you get a clue.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Also, you can just pass brain treacheries.
Yeah, it's a guts. It's a like endless guts, assuming you have 5 cards and resources.
Yeah, it's endless deduction, it's endless guts.
And it's permanent. Yeah. So it's always
you don't have to draw it, you don't have to pay for it, it's just there. It's stupid. You have to have 5 cards in your hand, but you don't need to play cards when you just spend all your actions investigating.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong on this, but this card was so undertuned that it now costs with the taboo list 8 experience to buy.
Correct.
At 3, it's a steal of a deal. Like,
you like telling the story of the first time you played with one of your other friends? I think it was James.
It was Mitchell.
And he read this and he was just like, "This is insane, right?"
Yep.
And you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he was just going through. We played one. He was just flipping through the binder, and he said, I'm gonna get this card. It seems crazy." And I'm like, "It is. It's broken."
Yeah, he's played like literally like 2 scenarios of the game, and he's like, "This card is insane." Yep.
Yeah, it's I'm glad it's been nerfed because I'm happy we don't just auto buy it all the time now.
Yeah, like if you want to relive the glory of Rex Murphy, play him in higher education without the taboo list. But like if you want like a fair game of Arkham, you should strongly consider not playing with the taboo list. Like,
yeah, but I think as always, I still stand by that your first time playing, you should play like a few rounds without the taboo list. But I think with a lot of the cards here,
like Rex Murphy in particular, he is like the only card that I would even consider saying to new players, like, you should play the taboo list with him.
Yeah.
I play with new people, I just tell them that he's misprinted and he's supposed to say this.
Yeah.
That's a good...
Man, that was a trip.
I got the first print run of this set.
This deck was a trip back to the Dunwich days of just powerhouse yellow. Holy hell.
Yeah, I had a blast that campaign. I dragged your guys' asses through it.
You did. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you think there's any cards from other cycles that would be good for Rex, let us know in the comments below. If there's any investigators you want to see next, this is our last recording on this day. So the next ones will be requests. So if you have any requests, let me know. Anyways, have a good one. And as always, GG's.